Prologue: Fire Among the Stars. The galaxy still remembers the day the human expeditionary fleet vanished. The Veyrak Dominion, scaled, armored, and merciless, had ambushed them at the edge of the Kaldor Rift. 30 human ships, explorers and guardians alike, fell beneath plasma storms and kinetic barrages. The Dominion's warlords recorded their victory and broadcast it across the stars. Humanity has no teeth. Their fleets are paper. Their courage is myth. Civilians burned. Survivors were dragged in chains. To the Veyrak, it was not just conquest, it was mockery. The Feast of Arrogance. Weeks later, the alien lords gathered on their jewel worlds, celebrating with thunderous revelry. Their halls glittered with human banners torn down from ruined colonies, their claws polished with the spoils of slaughter. They laughed. They drank. They boasted. Earth is weak. Earth is broken. Earth will kneel. In their arrogance, they played footage again and again. Human ships cracked apart, helpless screams caught in comms. The Veyrak youth learned the tale as a lesson that humans were not warriors, only prey pretending at pride. The Dominion forgot one thing: humans remember. The quiet before the storm. On Earth, there were no celebrations. There was silence. No fiery speeches, no wild mobilization, just stillness, the kind of silence that comes before oceans rise, before storms break. Humanity's leaders spoke not in rage but in whispers. Engineers labored in hidden dry docks. Black budgets tripled overnight. Entire shipyards disappeared from public record. And when humanity finally spoke, the galaxy would hear not words but thunder. Whispers across the stars. Alien traders began to murmur of strange sightings. Convoys went missing along forgotten routes. Pirate havens, fortresses built over centuries, were reduced to molten slag overnight. Entire fleets sent to chase shadows reported back nothing. A phrase began to spread. The dead fleet hunts. The same human insignia, once mocked as a relic of weakness, was now found burned into the wreckage of Dominion warships. Survivors whispered of ships that bled shadows, human dreadnoughts no one had ever seen before, black as void, bristling with weapons never catalogued. Turning point: the silence breaks. The first broadcast came without warning. Every Dominion channel froze, every screen filled with static before the image resolved. A human admiral stood, face cast in iron shadow. His voice was calm, his words simple. You killed 30 of our ships. We have built 300 in their memory. You will hear no demands. You will hear no mercy. We are coming. Then silence. Every alien who saw it swore they could hear the echo of footsteps marching behind that voice. Millions of boots, all in unison. The gathering of Earth's vengeance. The second human fleet was not made in peace. It was forged in the crucible of wrath. Dreadnoughts that eclipsed moons, hulls layered with composite armor designed to defy physics itself. Carriers that released swarms of drones like locusts of metal and fire. Strike cruisers armed with rail cannons, so vast they tore holes in space with every shot. And at the vanguard, the black ships, the so-called Ghost Fleet, prototype vessels that no one admitted existed until they appeared in the field, their drives bending light and silence alike. Where once humanity was scattered, now it was unified, mobilized, relentless. Climax: retribution unleashed. The storm broke at Veyrak Prime. The Dominion's homeworld awoke to night that did not end, because human fleets had arrived, blotting out the sun. Armadas stretched from horizon to horizon, their formation perfect, silent as a blade drawn across a throat. The Veyrak launched their entire defense grid. Orbital platforms, swarm fleets, ground-to-space cannons. For the first time in their history, the Dominion fought with fear. The first human salvo shattered their orbital ring in a single coordinated strike. Platforms detonated like fireworks against the dark. Swarm fleets were shredded by walls of kinetic fire. Ground cannons fell silent as hypersonic rods slammed down from orbit, carving scars into the planet like the hands of angry gods. Veyrak commanders screamed in disbelief. This is not possible. No species can wield such force. But humanity had never cared for what was possible. The Dead March. The 3rd Division of Marines landed on Veyrak Prime. They did not roar. They did not chant. They simply advanced, armored titans moving through cities like storm fronts, every step shaking the ground. Veyrak soldiers tried to resist, but resistance only slowed the inevitable. Human weapons cut through walls, armor, and pride alike. For every human captured, a city burned. For every fleet destroyed, a world fell. The Dominion realized too late. The fleet they thought destroyed had been reborn in vengeance, stronger than before, and it would not stop. The shattered galaxy. Other species watched in horror. Some had mocked humanity, some had dismissed them, some had whispered they would make fine servants in a galactic order. Now they saw cities turn to ash in hours, fleets erased in minutes, warlords dragged screaming into silence. The lesson was clear. Earth does not forget. Earth does not forgive. Dominion governors sent pleas for mercy. None came. Their messages were intercepted by a single repeated phrase. You taught us this lesson, now we teach it back. Resolution, the echo of silence. When it ended, the Dominion was no more. Its throne worlds lay in ruins, its fleets scattered as cosmic dust. The galaxy fell into a silence no one dared break. Where once the Veyrak name was spoken with fear, now it was only whispered as a warning. Survivors told their children, never provoke Earth. Their patience is vast, but their vengeance infinite. And so humanity passed into legend, not as prey, not as partners, but as a force older civilizations swore they had glimpsed only in myths. A retribution so vast it could consume empires. The fleet that had been destroyed now hunted forever in memory, its ghostly banners carried by ships that darkened suns and armies that walked like storms. The galaxy would never laugh at Earth again.